All right, in this video, I'm going to talk about running backing tracks from a multi-pad situation and having the self-monitoring setup and what that looks like, and kind of how I prepare a track also. So in one of the groups I play with, we have loops I've created that go on between songs, and we have backing tracks playing, but the rest of the band doesn't want to hear the click track or the cues that I built into it. So this is sort of a hybrid kind of setup. Same type of deal. I'm using the 802. So one of the reasons I use this is I can use it in different scenarios, and it's obviously it's larger than the 502, but I can just keep everything in one case and just take that with me wherever I need to go instead of having to pack and repack different things. So reduces my over processing and all that stuff. So same type of deal for my previous video, where it was just kind of a rock and roll scenario. So line 1 on my mixer is my overall monitor feed. So ahead of time, we tell the sound engineer, hey, I don't need a wedge. I just need an XLR for front of house for my feed there. Then I'm using this Y splitter running from the headphone port on this is the Alesis Strike Multipad. And I'm running that into 2 different channels. So the left side is the click portion. I'll talk about how I set up my tracks here in a little bit. So the left side is the click, and I have that up here just so I can gain it up a little bit more than I could with the track itself. Also on the left, the vocal cues I put in for when there's going from a chorus to a verse, something needs to cut out. And then the right side is going to be where the backing tracks or track sounds come to me there. Same type of deal as before. I've got my phone's output, so I got my headphones there, my ears extenders there, so my actual in-ears plug into this. This kind of gives me a little more room. And then for the multi-pad, this is the, I'm going to kind of go upside down here. So there's a main out. You can see it right there. So I'm just going out the right side for the track, and that's just going to a DI, plug into an XLR that goes to the front of the house so that they get the signal, and they can send it to the other members accordingly. That's pretty simple. In another video, I'll kind of talk about sending click track to other people and what that looks like. For the multi-pad, kind of the setup I like to do is, obviously the screen's kind of weird here. I'll put the main backing tracks here, little loop section I've got here, and then this is my main format for any time I'm using the multi-pad. I make a separate click there, just if I need it for whatever reason, and then the red on the left cycles the song before, and green is advances the song there too. I've been pretty happy with this. It's been a learning process for sure. But for my click setup, let's see. So I'm working Pro Tools here. Let's do this. This song is called Fire. So I imported the stereo backing track sounds. And then what I do is split into mono like that. I'm going to go ahead and do this. So when I do that split into mono, then it gives me 2 separate tracks, and then I just pan them both right so that they'll come out the right, on the setup there into the DI to the front of house. And then for the click track, I have that panned all the way to the left, and then again I record some vocal cues and I have those panned all the way left, so that when I plug in, so I will save that, so I'll bounce this mix, put it on a USB, plug it into this, and do the format that this calls for, so that now I have, a right and left stereo image, and it is, all the things I need to just me here or there. Same with that. And that is the setup for running backing tracks. And I can hear the click track. And then another video I'll talk about running clicks and tracks and for everyone else to hear too. It is definitely a little larger setup than say just running, you know, Ableton or whatever on a computer. But I like having the pad because I can add some extra sounds manually, like I create some extra loops there. And I feel better about hitting this with some drumsticks and being able to cycle through songs and just kind of transitioning things easily than being right next to a laptop and hitting spacebar or something going wacky. I will say that with this setup, once I hit go on the backing track, it's either we get all the way through it and there's no pausing. I can't just stop it in the middle of that. So it's basically once it's rolling, we're rolling. Obviously I can stop it, but then we have to restart from the start. So it kind of just makes sure that the band knows the song. And that's why it's helpful to have the cues. That's why I like having the cues, so I can keep everyone on track and kind of on the drums give people the sounds that they need to kind of know where we're going to be. But that is the quick and dirty file management and sound management of this system.